Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I have this open. Um, I'll get my alcohol swipes open. I have basically I'll talk through the supplies first. So basically I have my journal, which is like the first thing that I look at. I open it up to my last thing, and the last thing says left belly. So I alternate between left belly and right belly. And so if it was left belly last week, then I'm doing right belly this week. So that's good to know. I have the syringe. I have a piece of gauze that I'll just put on the thing afterwards. I have needle, one for drawing up and one for injecting. And that's just because if you use the same needle for injecting and drawing up, my nurse told me that it hurts more. So it's just a better procedure and easier on you. Alcohol swipe, I'm going to use that. I'll show you how to use that. My bottle. And Band-Aid. I like to use SpongeBob Band-Aids. I have Mickey Mouse Band-Aids as well. Just to like make it fun and like exciting. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I swipe down the testosterone bottle. The top, you want to make sure that's really clean. Yeah. So I said left belly was last week, so right belly is going to be this week. The area that you want to inject for subcutaneous is like this kind of faded square, if you can see right here. So I'm swiping up that whole area. Maybe even. Sometimes I'll tuck my shirt into my binder, just because I don't have to hold it up then. And then I'll put that over here. Probably won't use it again. Syringe. The green is for drawing up, so I'll grab that first. It's a longer needle. I just remember the colors. I don't really remember the dimensions as well. So what I'm going to do first actually is I'm going to pull up the air of my dosage, which is going to be 0.4 with this concentration. And I'm going to put it into the bottle and pressurize the bottle with that air. And it makes it a little bit easier to draw up. And now if you can see, that, the needle is slightly above that level of testosterone. So I'm just going to pull the syringe a little bit out, and then I'm going to start pulling the plunger out so that I'm making sure that I'm getting liquid and not just air. And what's going to happen is usually you'll get about 0.1 of air anyway, so I'll go down to 0.5, and then I'll push out that extra 0.1 and make sure that it evens out to 0.4 with no air bubbles. Cool, no air bubbles, which is nice. Flip it back over, put this back on, and then the lid, you just put this back on, and I'm gonna like screw it off. I'm not even using this needle to inject, and then I'll usually have this open already. That's another thing I forgot. Put that in there. Now I'm gonna grab my injection needle, screw that on. And this is my moment of truth. This is the part that I was saying, like, no matter how many times I've done it, I'm still always going to pause right before my needle goes through the skin, just because it's really weird and nerve-wracking to, like, poke yourself with a needle. So, some people like to pinch. I don't anymore. I usually just go for it, and it's fine. So I'm just going to go for that. Broke the skin. Starting to push. I don't like to rush it. I'll go pretty slow. Once the needle's in my body, I'm not really freaking out. It's just the initial poke. This one actually didn't hurt at all when I poked, which is nice, because I usually go lower.
How much pressure are you pushing on the plunger?
On the plunger?
Mm-hmm.
A good amount. It'll take more than you think, because it's thicker than most things that you inject. And I take that out, grab this, put it on, and I'll put pressure. And so I'll flip this lid, and now nobody can use this needle ever again. And I'll put it in here, and I'll hide that box away so that no one tries to take needles from me. So what I've learned from my nurse, I have a very great nurse, that the two things that cause the most pain in injection is the dullness of the needle, which is why I switch off the needle, and how much the needle is actually moving under your skin. So I prefer not to pinch, just so I can have like a stabilizing hand on the bottom and the other hand plunging. If you notice that I did that. Hopefully I did that. I can't remember. And so the less it moves around in my skin, the better the thing works. And now I'm looking at it, and I literally had no blood. no blood at all, which is good. Which means it was a good injection. I have a little burning sensation, and that's probably just because, like, I don't know, scar tissue building up too. And now, happy day. Put on my friend's sponge wrap. I should have unwrapped this before, so I don't have to do it with one hand. And you don't have to use a Band-Aid. Sometimes I won't use a Band-Aid, and, like, it doesn't bother me at all that much. I use a Band-Aid just so I can, like, walk around and be like, happy T-Day, and then, like, everyone knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, and then last step, so even before I'll throw all this away, I'll grab a pen, and I'll see, the date is 11/2, I'll write right belly, and I'll just make any notes that I need on this page, on this thing. I've been noticing more facial hair, so I'll write that down. More facial hair on jaw, and then I'll put it away. And that's T-Day. Happy T-Day. Yay!
Yay! Bravo.
Thanks. Good luck with your injections. I hope this helped. I'm always glad to be a part of education in the trans community. So do it safely and do it well. Good luck. Bye.